Welcome back to my channel, guys. As you can see, I'm playing up with the new camera angle this time, trying to show you guys a bit more of my bookshelf, or my TBR bookshelf that is. But today I'm going to be doing my June wrap up, and I've only read a total of 9 books this month, 5 of which is a series, and they're pretty short. So, you know, this month hasn't been the best reading month, but I had exams, so I'm not going to blame myself. I pretty much didn't have any time, and most of the time I read a lot more towards the end of my exams, but let's get into it. First up, this month I started reading the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan, or Rick Riordan, no idea how to I still have no idea how to pronounce his surname. Someone please tell me how to pronounce his surname in the comments below. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know where the frame is. Anyways, this is the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series, and I read this for the year-a-thon read-along, which this month's topic was Rick Riordan. Yeah, so the first book is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse, Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth, and lastly, Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian. And those are the 5 books in the series. I very much loved this series. I thought it was great. I do have a review for it up already. I'll leave a link to it down below. But it was such a great adventure to read, especially middle grade. Very easy to fly through. I finished this not fast because I had the exams, but just fast because it was just fast paced. And it was just so engaging, and you get attached pretty fast as well. But yeah, those were the 5, and I'm really excited to read his other series, which is sort of like the companion series to this, which is the Heroes of Olympus series. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Next up, I read The City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare, which is the 6th and last book in the Mortal Instruments series. Finally, this series has finished. It ended on a really good note. I was really bored with the series after City of Heavenly Fire. No, after Cities of Fallen Angels, that's right. I felt like she just dragged it on for no reason, but this last book just wrapped everything up so well, and I just couldn't help but fall back in love with the series again, and I really recommend that you guys read it. I do have a review and discussion video up though. I'll leave a link to it down below. It does go for quite long, but when I looked at other people's review and discussions, it was at the same length, so I didn't feel so bad. But I really liked it. The book came with a poster as well, which I thought was cute. I don't think I showed this. I don't think I've shown this in one of my hauls yet, so sneak peek. And then finally, I managed to finish off Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page, which is the first book in the Dorothy Must Die series. And this one was released this year, I think in March, and I was so excited to read this. It was one of my most anticipated novels this year. I only managed to read it now. I'm still contemplating as to whether I want to do a video review or a written review, but I really did like it. I found the excitement to be contagious. A lot of people, I think, has really mixed feelings with this. I personally think Paige did really well in sort of creating the same tone as The Wizard of Oz. I didn't tell you guys what this book is about, but essentially, it's a retelling of The Wizard of Oz, and Dorothy is now a tyrant, and she's taken over the world of Oz, and the main character, his name is Amy, yes? Oh, I just hit myself in the face. Ends up finding herself there, and her mission is to kill Dorothy, and it's just like you get that same sort of tone and feeling, you know, when I watched The Wizard of Oz. It was like this really whimsical, magical world, and it's that same tone reflected in this, which I really liked. And I think I liked all the characters. I'm not sure if I like Amy that much, but I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, I'm pretty sure. Then after that, I decided I wanted to read something a little easy, you know, something to sort of put myself back into the reading mode because I had just finished exams. So I decided to read The Selection by Kira Cass, which is the first book in the Selection series, I think it's what it's called. I'm going to have to say it's a mix between The Hunger Games and The Bachelor, more so because the girls are competing in this survival game to become the prince's next wife, or the prince's wife, and the next queen of the kingdom. And the society is a dystopian society where each person lives based on their caste, and you know, it's ranked from 1 to 6, and 6th being the lowest, or maybe 7th being the lowest, I'm not sure. But it's to do with a bachelor or bachelorette, because the prince gets to, you know, go on dates with the girls and gets to choose who he ends up liking and who he wants to eliminate in the end. Going into this book, I didn't have that many expectations, and it was just what I thought it would be. You know, light, fluffy read, easy to go through. I've read this in like 3 hours a night. It was just light entertainment. Definitely something that I would suggest you read if you're in a reading slump, if you want something to, you know, just laugh a bit about, and sort of not have to think too much when you're reading it, because it's, on the surface, it's just a romance book. Even if there's like all this political stuff involved, it's not as in-depth, and I sort of skipped those parts because I wasn't really interested in anyways. I really did like Prince Maxon. I thought he was a really great guy, like a big, great gentleman. Not sure I like America that much, which is the main character's name. I don't know why the name is America. That's I don't know, that's beyond me. But I'm not sure if I'm going to continue the series or not. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars because it was just average. And then I finished More Than This by Patrick Ness. There's only one thing that I can say about this, and that is, what the hell? The entire time I was reading this, I was like, I don't know what's going on. You go in there expecting to read about this boy who's just died, and he's like woken up in his old neighborhood, but it's abandoned, desolated, and he has no idea what's going on. And for me, I thought it would be sort of like The Lovely Bones, even though I haven't read it yet, but you know, you guys sort of get that aspect about death. But it was nothing like that. Just every single time I thought I knew what's going on, it blew my mind even more, and I loved every moment of it. Oh my god, I didn't know what was going on half of the time. It wasn't that much of an easy read. Sometimes I had to like keep pushing on because the wording, like the narrator, the narrator's quite dry. Like, it's in second person view, so it keeps talking about he all the time, and you don't really get to know the main character's name until probably a bit into it. But I definitely recommend that you guys read this. I think I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars because it was that good. Like, that good. I don't even know how I'm going to review it because it was just insane. Like, honestly. The most insane book ever. Currently I am reading The Pimp by Georgia Folletti, and I am halfway through, or maybe a bit more than halfway through. I think in Australia it might be published as The Pimp, and then in America it's called A Pimp's Note. It's translated because it was written in Italian. I don't know if I'm going to finish this by the end of today. I might, which means this adds to my reading list for the month of June because we're not done yet. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's not one of his best books, but we'll see how I go. If you guys have read any of the books that I have mentioned, leave a comment down below telling me what you thought about them or what books you really enjoyed this month. Other than that, I shall see you guys next time. Bye!